I didn't see any point staying there anymore. I wanted to get someplace else where I could do something. And so they sent me to San Francisco and Treasure Island and was assigned to attack transport. I was transferred to the LaSalle as quartermaster second class. The regular Navy sailors, they didn't like reserves. I don't know why. They called it dumb and stupid and didn't know anything about it. But that's normal. I had to learn the name of the first class or the brightest stars, and each one has a name and where it's located. I learned by listening and looking. They didn't send me to classes. They sent a few of them to class, but I wasn't the lucky one. I was in the chart room, and I listened what the officers were talking about, and then after they left, I looked just for the area they had mentioned before, and I looked that way, and I take the second when I wasn't on duty and just practice on see what it looked like, how it worked, and I finally learned it. Not like some of the regular Navy quartermasters. They could do it in just a few minutes, but it took me a long time to get used to it and learn it very good. And then I made first class. Well, then I was eligible for chief, and which I went up for it. I got a chance to get promoted if I passed my examination, which were a little tougher. And sure enough, I went and before the officers, and I passed it. I used to be in charge of the navigation department on the LaSalle after I was chief. And I stayed there for 3 years and went through the whole Pacific conflict. We were sent to Solomon Islands, and from there they were assigned to convoy. And they told us to report to a certain island, which was the Fiji Islands, and wait for further orders. And we waited for 29 days, and finally the task force was heading south, and they told us to join them. They went by the numbers. The task force was number 58.4, and we joined them, and we went well into New Zealand. Picked up the 2nd Marine Division and headed north. And it took us 2 or 3 days to get there because we stopped at a couple of islands for the Marines to land just for so they know what to do. And the first island was on the Gilbert Islands. The U.S. is Tarawa. I mean, city, Tarawa, and we attacked it with all the. I think we had about 10,000 men in the convoy, and they all thinking they were going to take the island in a couple of days, but it wasn't true. See, before the island was invaded by us, there was a Third Fleet, commanded by Halsey, Admiral Halsey, and they bombarded that island unmercifully and thinking nothing would live after that. But the Japanese was a little smarter. They dug themselves in deep as they could, and when the Third Fleet bombed them, they didn't do any harm to the men, because they were, as soon as they heard they were going to be attacked, they went into the caves and so deep in the island that the bombs didn't bother them at all. So when the Second Marine Division landed, they took a heavy toll on them, thinking they would be easy, and it wouldn't. And then after that, we went through the Central Pacific up through the next group was Marshall Islands, then the Ulithi Islands, and then the liberation of the Philippines. That we landed twice, and they were the biggest convoys you ever saw. We got a report that we had over 600 ships in there, and by that time the European War had ended. So we were sending all the extra ships from Europe to the South Pacific where we were at. And they were participated in all those battles after that. After the Philippine liberation, we were assigned with a convoy to Okinawa. And in the meantime, there was rumors that after that operation, we were going to the big one. And nobody knew who the big one was. But when we attacked Okinawa and got the best of them, then we were sent to San Francisco for more reinforcements. But then we knew what the big one was, invasion of Japan. And that's why they were transferring all the ships that they get in Europe and transfer them to the South Pacific for the attack on mainland Japan. The Navy brought us to Long Beach in the same ship, and we were discharged there. And I finally decided to go back to where I was working in a nursery, growing plants and flowers and delivering and flowers and everything he had. So I learned all that. I worked outside. All my life I worked outside. I never had an office job. Usually in a farm growing vegetables and things like that. And then I went in the nursery and I learned how to grow flowers and trees and shrubs and all that. And work in the nursery and the flowers, so I learned that too. So I was pretty self-reliant at doing all those things. I wanted to learn landscaping and be my own boss and own my own company. So by that time, I started to build the University of California at San Diego. And I went put an application for maintenance, and they took my application, and it took about a year, and I got a job there. I was there 10 years, and then after the 10th year, I decided to quit, and so I retired, and I'm still retired. But people ask me what my secret is. The only thing that I can say that I don't drink, I don't smoke, and I eat as much as I can, or I used to. Vegetables and the food, and Mexican food and all that. I used to do a lot of manual work, digging ditches, digging holes to plant, and ditches to lay sprinklers and things like that. But I enjoyed it. To this day I have. Kathy got me in membership in this gym that I go to Tuesdays and Friday, and I enjoy it. I really enjoy it. They have an instructor that twists me, pulls me, and bends me, and it's really something. And when I come out of there, I feel tops. I feel really good.